to AMP Day 3 here at the AMP Annual Conference and Expo. Right now I'm at the Stress Engineering Services stand. I'm talking to Sri and Dr. Divi. Guys, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. We're going to talk about a lot of things, but maybe first you guys can introduce yourselves. Sri, let's start with you.
I'm Sri Chimbli with Stress Engineering Services. I'm a metallurgist and a welding engineer, a professional engineer in the state of Texas, and also a certified welding engineer in CWI. I'm in the materials business for over 15 years now, and working with stress for over 9 years.
Dr. Divi, your turn.
Yeah, this is Suresh Divi. I'm with Stress Engineering Services. I'm in materials group. I do a lot of corrosion testing. You can see behind me, that's all corrosion testing. I've been a member of NACE for 20 plus years. I have 17 years industry experience and 5 years university experience. Mostly what we do there is a lot of failure analysis, corrosion testing, corrosion solutions.
Dr. Divi, would you say, that's essentially your day-to-day activities?
Yeah. Day-to-day activity is mostly to solve clients' problems. That's what we do. So what that meant to us is, that's part of the job, and mostly what we do there is niche in terms of not a regular standard failure analysis or metallurgy problem. We try to solve the problem for the client. So that is something which we are really proud of.
Awesome. Sri, maybe you could talk to me about a specific project or service that you guys recently completed for a company. I want like a real example, of a service that you guys provided.
We, in our Houston office, we have a materials lab, state-of-the-art materials lab, and we have a very niche SCM, scanning electron microscope, and materials equipment. So doing failure analysis is our everyday thing. We probably do anywhere from 20 to 25 failure analysis projects in a couple of weeks, like two to 3 weeks. And clients have material failures, whether it is metallics like steel, or it is non-metallics like polymers. And we do the analysis using our tools like metallography and fractography, and identify what caused the failure and what the damage mechanism is, and if it is a systematic problem or a random problem. If it is a systematic problem, the client, and with our help, we provide the solution so the failure doesn't repeat, and it saves time and money for our clients.
Sri, something else that you were telling us earlier is that you're giving a talk today?
I am giving a talk today in pipeline integrity, day 1 session at about 3:30 today. It's on ghost perlite in external corrosion of buried pipelines, and it'll be interesting one because it is not found in like everyday pipeline corrosion.
Super interesting. Doctor, going back to you, tell me a little bit about the actual operation for stress engineering. Where do you guys operate? Do you guys offer services internationally? Tell me a little bit more about the company.
Yeah, we're located in Houston. That's where our headquarters is, and the materials lab is also in Houston. But we are in Cincinnati, Calgary, Canada. We used to be in Singapore, and then we have other offices in California, some places in I think in Pennsylvania and Ohio, and also of course, Waller, Texas. We have a huge testing facility. We have close to 100-acre land and 5 huge buildings with big test frames. Those test frames are actually, I would say, the best in the world. I mean, those are big, huge test frames. A lot of mechanical testing is done there. But the company was founded in Houston. Headquarters are, all the offices are in Houston.
That's super interesting. But sorry, you guys do offer services all over the world?
Yeah. Our clients are all over the world, and some of the big oil and gas companies which we serve.
Okay, super interesting. Guys, I don't know if there's anything else I'm missing, maybe some specific details, projects, services, or what you guys are highlighting here at AMP that you'd like to mention. Sri, all right, go ahead.
I would like to also note that we are a very diverse company, and we provide solutions to problems in not only the materials world, but also into the aerospace world, renewables, sustainable energy side, and we work with upstream, midstream, and downstream on the oil and gas side. And Suresh, maybe you want to touch base a little bit about carbon capture and give us a little bit more information there.
So to answer your question, we are from Stress. We have I think 6 papers presenting here, by 3 or 6 papers total. That's a contribution from Stress to NACE. From that, I gave a talk on Monday, and then today at 1:00 I have a talk on corrosion testing regarding cathodic protection of the steel monopiles. And then the new tech right now, it's, if you look at the NACE schedule, it's mostly additive manufacturing and then carbon capture and storage. Those are the hot topics right now. A lot of people are presenting and interested. So Stress is already in those 2 fields. We are doing a lot of testing related to that, either mechanical or materials related. So I think next year we'll have more papers on it. But I think we finished one of the biggest testing projects recently for carbon capture and storage.
Doctor, thank you for touching on that point. Hot topics, carbon capture. Leads me into my next point, remember my next question, which is sustainability. And, it's one thing that I talked to Bob Chalker about. We had an interview with him yesterday, and he was talking to us about, the importance of sustainability and how AMP or NACE and SSPC are, original leaders in sustainability. So talk to me a little bit about how stress engineering perceives sustainability and how you guys, aim to provide sustainability for your clients.
We help our clients with, let's say, for example, in pipelines, hydrogen blending is a big concept, and there is a little bit of research and technology improvements going on and trying to understand what happens if hydrogen is blended into existing pipelines. And there's not much information or data is available for the engineers to make the decisions for long-term hydrogen blending projects. So as stress engineering, with our expertise in cross-functional engineering with materials, mechanical, testing engineers, we provide the data and publish the data and help our clients understand the data to make the decisions for them for the long run. So that's one way we definitely help. And I'll let Suresh talk.
Regarding sustainability, Stress was founded in 1972. We've been here 50 plus. Last year was our 50th anniversary. So we've been in this business helping clients. We have a long record, more than 50 years surviving a company. That's a sustainability. So, and then also we are a member of big associations. We are actively involved with NACE, API, ASTM, AMS, TMS. There are a lot of, there are other non-metallic associations. So we are actively involved with all these associations. We publish papers. We do cutting-edge technology in terms of the testing-wise. Always we're up to date. This is a company founded by engineers, all engineers. Most of them we have a PE license with advanced degrees. So that tells something that engineers they provide something which you'll not get at every place. So that's something, I think mostly it's all the engineers' hard work and their enthusiasm, and mainly we want to solve the problems. That's how we are sustained so long.
We also work for the sustainable energy side. We also work in wind turbines, offshore systems. I know Suresh was talking about monopilings. You want to touch base a little bit on that?
Basically, monopile is nothing but a big support for the wind mill or wind turbine, where you see offshore or onshore, those big wind turbines. So what is happening is that inside the monopile, basically it's a foundation for that. There's a lot of corrosion due to oxygen ingress. So that is an issue now, because now lot of alternative energy. There will be a lot of windmills, offshore, onshore, but there are corrosion problems because it's in sea, it's in especially Gulf of Mexico. It's warm weather, and then you have these so many of these windmills and external, internal. So mostly my topic is on internal corrosion. So that's something new.
On Sunday when we had the the inauguration, I was talking to Leslie. She's the manager of conferences. She said that there's about 6,000 people coming, more than 450 companies. And talking to Bob and Alan yesterday in an interview, they also highlighted how great of a networking opportunity this is. I don't know if you guys have felt that experience. Yeah.
Definitely, we meet our clients here, and many of our clients and our vendors meet us here, and we also share the knowledge with other peers in the industry and learn what they are doing and what they learn what we are doing and it definitely helps as engineers to have societies like AMP to take not only us but our future generations, so they don't have to learn from scratch. They can learn on what we learned already and go from there. So I think it's a great place to network and great place to learn.
Talking about future generations, again, one of the things that Alan mentioned to me in the interview is how essentially they're having issues with finding qualified professionals. And how AMP, now that it's together now, it's just one organization, how they can essentially lobby and go to educational institutions to tell them these are the people, these are the type of people that we need. Are you guys having issues finding qualified professionals? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, definitely there is gap there, but I think NACE or AMP is doing a really good job. There's a student poster sessions. They are the future engineers, so they're grooming a lot of these students to be the next engineers. So that is something which is really good. Yeah, there is a little gap, but hopefully the new generation more people come out doing a lot of corrosion or anything coating related work, and hopefully that should fill the gap.
One thing I like about these societies is we help the future generations by awarding scholarships, very well talent recognition, and awards for the younger generations, and also in careers they have a career section, and clients or employers looking for hiring, they have a network here which they can choose from.
Yeah, well, last night they actually had the AMP Awards and Scholarship Ceremony. I don't know if you guys were there.
I couldn't make it, but I know that.
Were you there for the party afterwards? No, awesome. You guys missed a couple of great events. It was really interesting. I think they gave out scholarships. Well, no, they definitely gave out scholarships to lots of American students and also a few Canadian ones as well. So super interesting. And it was great to see how AMP, is expanding internationally. Guys, I wanted to ask you, maybe a little bit more of a personal question. I'm assuming you guys did your education or part of your education abroad, and then you came to the United States. Is there, an opening for AMP to bring in more people who, get at least their undergraduate abroad, whether it be in engineering or some sort of technology, and then come to the United States and do masters or, maybe more technical jobs? Do you think that's, something that AMP could take advantage of from your personal experience?
So in my personal experience, majority of students studying abroad, they have a passion to learn more and advance in careers, so they apply for universities here, and the universities have AMP chapters, local chapters, student chapters there, and so they become part of the network as soon as they enter into the universities here. So I think AMP is already collaborating it, and that's how we got involved with either AMP or AWS, American Welding Society, and that's how we got involved, and we were part of the student chapter and ASM as well, American Society for Materials. So there are organizations that really care about the industries and promote students' careers, and also award these scholarships, so the burden on the students is reduced.
Yeah, and just another quick question. So did you guys both do your undergrads abroad? Yeah, and then you came here and did masters, and you did a doctorate. Would you say, that the education you guys received in undergrad, really prepared you to do the master's programs? Like you guys came to the United States, really, well educated and prepared?
Yes. Expand a little bit on that. Definitely the education abroad helped us with the maths and the science. And when we come here, that we are basing on that foundation, and we are learning from what we already know, plus the technology here in the States. So combination of it made us more successful, I think.
Okay, fantastic, guys. I think that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to Inspenet. Have a fantastic last day at the AMP Annual Conference and Expo. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully, we'll see you guys in New Orleans next year.